Boom. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bam-bam. Yes, I have cheeseburger, man. I have to figure out cheeseburger life so that I can get on from here to there. Cheeseburger. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. It's fine. It's good, but I don't have a napkin to wipe up with, you know? Kind of fucked up. Whatever, whatever. I will share that join in link. Let me eat the rest of this double cheeseburger here. Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm. Go Grady. I dropped a lot of seasonings on this double cheeseburger, so it would be good. And it's not that bad. I didn't have a napkin ready, though, you know? That's okay. We'll get from here to there. We really will. I do have a join in link. I can drop it in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. I wish I did have a napkin, contingent, but I don't. Daughter, you got regular time school tomorrow, man. Mm-hmm. Right on, sis. Right on. Mm-hmm. Right on. No more school days, you know? Yeah, it's not bad if that's what's going to go, you know? It's not that bad. If that's what I need. No, I did not make it, but I was close, you know what I mean? That's why I celebrated. Cheers. It's weird when you have to eat food you don't even like, you know? But then be like, let that sustain me. Let's bless me. Let's keep me going, eh? One, two, and the all important three. There we go. So I'm sorry, and it's kind of silly, but I did take one of those McDonald's cheeseburgers, heat it back up in the middle, right? Put the burgers in, heat it back up, season it up, you know? It tasted really fucking good, or it did taste really good. It didn't taste it, but it did taste, whatever they say. I'm gonna drop the Jordan link here, right? If you guys are interested, you can tell me in the chat if you're interested, right? Excuse me 3 times for burping, man. One more, yeah. Excuse me, excuse me. Not cool to burp in your face. So not much is up, Grady. What's up with you? I can, drop that joining link for you, the others, this one, that one, otherwise, whatever. In a minute. In a minute. Any minute. Uh, uh, uh. Restart like right. Uh. Get it on. So I guess I should drop the link, right? I can do that. Hold up, guys. Hold up, hold up. I'll drop the link in a few. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, I'll drop that link if you're ready. Here we go. My record is still in play here. It's still in, right? Sorry about that. Uh, more, guess what? More. All right. Join in link for StreamYard is available and out there. And I will reiterate it as necessary. What's up with that? What's up with that, kids? I'm going to kick you out real quick tonight, though. I'm going to kick you out real quick tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'll make up reasons. I will. I'll make up reasons. I can make up reasons. We'll talk tomorrow. Okay? All right, cool. Let's go. Cheers, everybody. Excuse me, but really nice. But I think I'm gonna roll something up. Excuse me 3 times. Boom. Yo, what's up, Pinky? Pinky, I do have a join in link now, so if you want to come up, that'd be cool. But do your thing, Pinky. Do your thing. It'd be nice to see you up. I'll drop it again because I'm just gonna keep doing that. So don't feel anything about it. I'm just gonna keep doing that. Right, right. Cheers, Pinky. Cheers, everybody. Let's get through it. Sorry about my congestion, man. I live with that. You're gonna hang here? Cool, cool, cool. Well, you can hang here, and you're also welcome to join into that, video link and whatever. So cool, Pinky. hmm I'm gonna hang here too, man, because this is my end destination. I got nowhere else to go, right? I'll hang. Peace to you, Pinky. Of course, of course. Well, That's what it's about over here. We'll never put anybody down, man. We'll bring everybody up. You guys are all awesome. Shit. If you want to hang out with me, I guess you're special for letting me invade your time. Peace to you. I just want to keep that link, that join in link up for anybody who wants to. It's not a thing. It's earlier than normal over where I am, so that means I got a lot more room, a little bit more room, I should say. I'm not going to do one of these 5 a.m. Eastern time things, but I don't have to, right? So I'm already up here, so I could do 2 a.m., right? Something like that. Something like that. Thanks for the love. You're welcome for the love. Thanks for just being you. Just be you. We'll appreciate that. We'll love that. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do, Pinky. No big deal. Now, I do have that join in link, man. If nobody wants to come up, maybe I'll just go, you know, watch a movie or something. It's not to threaten the chat or whatever. It's just like, I'd probably do something else. Could be. Easy enough. I don't know how to exactly entice and engage you right now, but what have you been up to? What are you into today? That's something I could say. Go ahead and throw it out. Let's talk about it. I'm really up for it. You'll come up. You were eating macaroni? Yeah, man. Daughter, why you go the wrong way, eh? Squeeze me macaroni. Slap my face with your baloney. Squeeze me macaroni. What's up, Grady? Yeah, you can come up, bro. It'll be cool. I said though, I'm kicking people out quick, man. I'm kicking them out quick. We're gonna do a new revolving door. Slap your face with my baloney. I ate one of those cheeseburgers, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't really happy about it, but you gotta live. You gotta live. Maybe his macaroni was that arduous as well. Maybe he didn't really want to eat it. Could be like that. It could be like that, guys. Oh, I'll share the joining link again, right? Post comment this. There you go. What up, kid? Go ahead, go ahead.
Hello.
Yo, we got Grady George authenticated by YouTube. He's the real Grady George. What's going on, bro?
Well, I'm currently trying to act like I'm the fake Grady George, and you
Are
blew
you? Yeah.
and you blew my cover.
My daughter, she's 12, but I think she thinks that you're a mind virus. That's what she said. Mind virus? Grady is a mind virus, and What do we do? How do you defend yourself, Grady?
Mm, I'm
Because I
sorry.
don't even know what that means. I'm not young enough to know what that means.
I don't know. It sounds like I don't know.
Good question. Good question. So
I
you
mean,
want to
I
speak
know,
with
I
Mary?
know. Prince
You think
Charles'
you want to
dad.
interview Mary, right? You think you want to interview Mary, right? And we'll try to make that happen.
Oh yeah, that would be like a. That's one of the interviews I would most like to do of anyone.
That's awesome, bro. That's cool. That's cool. Well, I'll try my best, man. Like I said, if you spoke to Kelly, she's very very interesting, and I could probably just call her, but she wasn't in the bands like that.
Well, I've known of her since I was 12. I mean, I can honestly say
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
a fan since I was 12, and I'm, pretty old now.
yeah.
I mean, she's got to be really old, man. I don't know.
She's probably 57 or so.
No way.
Yeah.
Six,
How old do you think
seven,
she is? I
67?
said 57. I said
Oh
57.
no, no way. 57. No way.
How old do you think she is? 62?
I think she's like 69, maybe 68.
Hmm.
I almost feel like she's born like in 1950 or something.
All right, let's really think about it. Okay. So in 87 or 86, she was the Dr. No spectacle, right? Their little lady, right? That's 87 or so. She couldn't have been more than 20 at that point, right? So let's put like let's say she was 19, or let's say she was 17 in 87, right?
Oh, she's 64. I just looked it up.
64. Okay, there you go. I thought maybe 62 most. 64. There you go. He used Google. He used the smart thing. What's up, Stink Bug? How you doing?
I've got to get accurate information out here to cover all my other misinformation.
You got 64. You got accurate information already. We're starting.
Well, that's according to AI.
Oh, I thought it was like Wikipedia.
Well, it's Google, but like if you ask Google something now, like it has a built-in AI that tells you.
Oh shit. How old is Stink Bug? He's 42. How old is Grady? Grady is 48.
But yeah, I would like I don't know, like I've just been a big fan of hers for a long time, and I really like 45 Grave, and I know that there's a lot of people involved in the making of the music and all that.
Stink Bug's a young man, 31. Yes, that's correct. 45 Grave, you would have uh, uh, Paul uh, Kutzler or whatever. Yeah, you would have him working on it. You would have fucking Paul Rossler and keyboards and all. After the Screamers, right? You would
Yeah.
have Don Bowles. Um, she just wasn't as much as an input as was an actress. What the hell? I'm 40. I'm 31. What the hell? Yeah, well, sorry, Stinkbug. Stinkbug, you're doing fine, man. Don't worry about it. You can come up if you want. But yeah, we'll try to. I'll try to make that happen, man. I'll talk to some people and see, if she can come up and talk to you.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've
I'll ask, if it's a long term interview, how many bucks you want or whatever. I can ask.
I just imagine they probably would want some type of fee, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Like they charge fees to like do autographs at like fan conventions and shit, you know.
yeah.
So I'm
Well,
asking her to like sit down and like
none of those
literally tell
people,
me
none
her
of
life
those people
story.
did that. None of
You
those
know,
people did that. Like I said, I have so many Don Bowles signatures, but it was all free, It was just shit that I sent him. He sent me back. You know what I mean?
I mean, I've seen interviews with her at various stages of her career that I don't feel like she's being very genuine. You know, like you're saying that oh yeah, she admits she's a consumer and all this fucking crap. But I mean, I never took her seriously. She seemed very sarcastic. I mean, she's been
Yeah.
involved in some other acts. There's like I forget what they call that genre. It's like a
Hmm.
certain time period in Los Angeles in the early '80s. Some
Not
kind of rock,
glam.
yeah, some kind of like gore rock or something. I forget
Oh,
exactly.
like Death Rock? Death Rock?
Yeah, it might. I don't think it's a death rock. It's like a little bit more like.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. This is easy, Grady. We can solve this in 2 seconds. All of the bands in Los Angeles, what they thought of 45 Graves specifically was that they had like slow verses and fast choruses. They rushed the choruses. That's what 45 Grave added, to the conversation.
Well, they had like a whole like slew of bands around this time period out of LA, enough for there to be like an encyclopedia sized book about it in tiny print. And there's like all this history of these bands and
They
like
would call it death rock, probably. They would call that death rock. The thing is, in Los Angeles, you have to entertain the entertainers. So you have a different style of music. You know what I mean? Because the entertainers, when they get off work, they have to show up somewhere and drink a beer.
so yeah, like this book I have it, but I don't have it on me. I have it somewhere else. I can't easily get to it, but I forget
Make the music go
exactly what it's called,
bang.
but it chronicles
It's
this
okay.
scene, and it's all like based around 45 Grave, really, or at least 45 Grave comes out of this scene,
Right,
and they
right,
have like
right.
there's like hundreds of bands like doing something similar, but like this Mary Sims is like all over it, like all
Yeah.
over like a bunch of these like different bands. And
I don't
was
think
she
she
like
was in
also did
Vagina
she
Dentana. I
was
don't
she
think she
related
was
to the
in a lot of
Germs?
bands.
Was she
Huh?
was she related
Oh
to the
yeah, she
Germs?
was a groupie of the Germs for sure. Yeah, she was a
Yeah,
groupie of
yeah.
the Germs. Right.
So
But like I said, I know Gerber, right? And Gerber is like the groupie of the Germs. You know what I mean? But Gerber was in Vagina Dantana, and like that was a different thing, where they had like sort of a girls' revolution. Mary wasn't in that. You know what I mean? She wasn't
mm,
interested in that. She was in Vox
she's in
Pop.
a she's in a band called
Tequila Mockingbird. Tequila Mockingbird. Denise was
Camp
in that
Castration
too.
Squad.
The Castration Squad. Yeah, there you go. And that was, I guess, the Avengers, right? What's her name? Allie or whatever. Allie Avenger.
Yeah, and then there was who does No Mercy for the Dead?
I don't know, man. What's that one? Tell me. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was.
Yeah, so
It escapes me.
there was another band I've seen her with.
Oh well, I mean, she was in Penis Flytrap. Um, remember they did the like 1992 "Dead Hate the Living" song, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I mean, I don't know everything about
Zandora
her.
LaVey, Zandora LaVey was with Mary Sims for a while as like a dancer, as like a stripper, or burlesque artist or whatever.
I don't know everything about her, so I feel like it would be good just to get her to tell me her life story in her own words. Like it's not like I'm gonna like sit there and challenge her what she's talking about or whatever. And I know enough about her that I could ask her, some questions about different time periods of her
Yeah,
career. But
absolutely, man.
she's somebody I've always followed ever since I was like 12. And I just really think she's a really good performer. Find I always
She
like find
is.
older stuff of her that like impresses me. Like the older I get, I'll find like even older stuff with her that I've not seen before that I'm like, man.
Well, I mean, there's nothing like earlier than Vox Pop or whatever, and I got all the original Vox Pop.
Mm,
But like I said, here she is, it with her blue hair. Here, I'll put it in solo, but there's Mary with her blue hair there, and then there's Elvorian, and this is a photograph from Elvorian. It was an outtake of their penis flytrap photos. You know what I mean?
yeah,
The record cover where they're doing like a blood feast or whatever, that was in Elvorian's backyard. Like they just put it on, the picnic table back there, like a blood feast and whatever. Pretty wild people they were.
yeah. They came to San Antonio one year, and I almost went.
Yeah.
Uh, I would have to drive several hours to get there, but I didn't end up going. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they were only there to sing Party Time. I think it was a horror film convention.
Oh yeah. So they had to
Yeah.
do the Return of the Living Dead, correct? Yeah.
So I think maybe they
Do
only
you
did like
want
a
to
few songs.
party? It's
Yeah.
party time. Yeah.
They basically have to do Party Time, and because they have so much other good material. Like I remember I first heard of them when I was like around 12 when I saw Return of the Living Dead, which I still consider possibly a top 10 film of any genre.
It's a wonderful movie. Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
wonderful movie. Yeah. And the soundtrack was also awesome. I mean, you got The Damned on it. You got them. You got SSQ, I think, was on that one, right? That's one of my favorite Enigma bands that didn't go anywhere.
Oh, yeah, that
Like I guess
that
they're the
Rocky
same.
Erickson guy.
Rocky Erickson, yeah, yeah. So burn the
Burn the
flame.
flame
That was the
high.
best song on
Man, that
there.
song
Yeah,
is
that
so fucking great, but he has so many other good songs too.
he does, yeah. I remember like that was so funny. His home video where his mother is like, I do decree thee the evil king of excellence, and he was like, okay. He has like home videos and shit. That shit's awesome, bro. Rocky was out of his damn mind, and into ours.
Yeah, I got
Hello, Joe.
into.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Greg.
Hello,
Greggy.
It's
Greggy.
it's it's Grady. It's Grady. Hello,
Grady.
Noel. How you doing? How you
how you
doing?
Good.
doing?
And I went to see a hockey practice tonight.
Oh yeah, with the Gilmore.
Yes.
Right on. So Grady, she will live stream Gilmore hockey games and shit, and
And
they're really good.
and
They're
basketball
killer.
games too.
They're killer. They're killer. They win. You know what I mean?
Cool.
They shut people down, man. And Noel, excuse me,
Yeah.
Nicole. But Noel, you're in now. You're working on getting like basketball medals, right? In Special Olympics.
And last Sunday we got second place for basketball.
Second place. Okay, silver medal. Yeah.
And we are not going to the big tournament. We actually lost.
Oh yeah. Well, Smooth Keys is he's also getting basketball this year. Last year he did like what do you call it when you're running like track, and he also did like baseball toss or whatever. But this year he's in basketball like you. So good
Yeah.
luck to both of you. Good luck.
Look, do you want to see my medal?
Sure, silver medal.
It's
I'll
not.
put you.
It's not a silver.
Solo.
It's a bronze.
Second place is silver. Second place is silver.
Second place is silver. We got
Yeah,
second
you don't
place.
have a bronze. Third place is bronze. You're good. You're good.
We got second place, and we are not going to the big tournament. Lost. To a good team. To a suck ass team.
So that's the Special Olympics.
Yeah, yeah. Right. No, right. Noel. It's Special
Yes.
Olympics, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing the logo.
Right, with a lot of heads, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Have
other
you heard?
Olympics
Did
is
you
every 4 years, like
do you know the history of the Special Olympics?
No, I do not. Do you, Noel?
No.
She said no.
Okay, so there was this lady named Rose Kennedy, and the Kennedys gave her a lobotomy, and it kind of messed her up a little bit.
That means that the two hemispheres of her brain cannot communicate anymore. She got separated in the middle.
Yeah.
Rose Kennedy. Yeah.
So they created the Special Olympics in her honor, I believe.
Okay. Okay.
And they would always have her out there. She was always in a wheelchair. She couldn't walk or anything. And I'm not
Right.
sure if she actually was an athlete or not. I mean, I don't know if she had actually tried to become an athlete with her disabilities, and that's what they based it on, or if they just like called it that, you know?
Well, they created a platform where future people could do that. Could aspire to that. I don't
Right.
know either way. I don't know how it started in that way.
At least that's what I heard. I mean, maybe, I don't know everything. Sometimes late at night, I might see a random YouTube video and it doesn't go
Right.
into the right storage thing in my brain. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. But, who knows?
Well, yeah. I mean, whether it is or it isn't, that's fair enough. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't know whether she was actually academically inclined before, but now it gives people, like sort of a new platform to achieve those things, and that's what it is.
Joe,
Yeah.
will you see me if you come into my state? If you come and visit me, will you see me and watch me?
Actually, hi, Iceman. Noel, I never asked you. I know maybe you live upstate New York or something like that.
Ohio.
Ohio. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'll come see you.
Are you serious with your kids?
If we go up that way, we'll see you, Noel. I swear to you that, for sure.
And so with Claire too, you will see Claire in Georgia. She lives in Georgia.
Claire needs to make some money if she's going to move. That's what I said. I said, Claire, she can come to
Excuse me.
Gutrod. Gutrod is going to gather people on in July. And I said, hey, Claire, come. Because if Claire comes, I'll pay her for tattoos. Oh, excuse you. Yes, yes, I'm listening.
The other man. Do you know Claire, my YouTube mom?
Yes, I know who Claire is.
No, not
George?
you. The other.
Oh, you're asking George, yeah, or Grady, yeah. And he calls it high. Oh, high, oh. He's so high though.
Oh, I'm asking the AI about the Special Olympics.
Good
No, it
idea. Good
was
idea.
founded by Eunice Kennedy Shriver, who I believe
Right.
was the mother of this Rose Kennedy. And then they
Rose
honor
Kennedy was
her at the
definitely.
first one, huh?
Oh, Rose Kennedy was definitely like, sort of a bound character, somebody in a chair and diminutive and that,
Oh, this RFK Jr., the latest Kennedy. He's about to become the health general of the whole United States.
Yes, sir.
He's going to make them start having Mexican Cokes in the U.S. It's going to be freaking awesome, dude.
Because it's
Like
better
that's
than
worth my vote
corn.
right there. Give me
They've already
Mexican
done
Coke.
that, Grady. They've already done that in New York and shit. They've made like, the big Cokes illegal. They've they put the hook on, what do you call it? The weird sugar that we eat. The corn, corn syrup, whatever. They've
Oh,
made
no
rules
limits,
like that.
baby. No limits.
No limits.
Just give me that sweet cane sugar Coke. Just
There you
like the
go.
Mexicans get. If it's good enough for Mexico, it's good enough for us.
That's what Nestle says, man. That's what
In
Nestle
certain
says.
parts of America, like where they don't sprinkle in the known cancer
This
causing
is my
substances.
team.
Yo, that's Gilmore.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my team, my Special Olympics. And
Oh wow. Okay.
that's me and my boyfriend.
Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, you're in that dress again?
Last
Wow.
Friday. This is last Friday.
I know. I know. But
This is
you look
last
great in that dress.
Friday.
You have that flowing like fish shaped dress. You look great.
Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure you have a much greater social life than me or Joe.
For
Excuse
sure.
me.
Yeah.
I pretty much only have videos
Excuse
of me
me.
talking to Joe the last few weeks.
Listen,
Excuse me.
Grady, she only has one boyfriend. I got like
Yeah.
3 boyfriends. So don't talk shit about me, okay? I got many more boyfriends than her. Stop that.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Excuse me. On Valentine's Day, we're gonna see a movie. And look, can I show you what I am getting him? Can
for
I show
sure.
you
For
guys?
sure.
Can I show you guys? Hold on. I will.
Uh-oh.
Get it.
Okay, I acted early. I'm sorry. She's going to show us. What's up, Thomas? My local market has Mexico sugar
I'm
cookies. Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
get him this.
yeah. A cookie?
I am gonna give him this. This is
A
his.
cookie? Oh
Yes.
boy.
Yes. Yes,
Why did
Joe.
you show that? Wait, what? He might
You
see
know,
us. He might see us.
I would like to see Trump go to the Special Olympics this year. I really would.
Excuse me? Joe?
Do you
Joe.
want him to shot put?
Joe.
Yes, Noel. Yes, Noel.
I am gonna give him that on Friday. We actually go to see the movies.
That's awesome. What movie are you going to see? A romantic
I
movie?
am gonna see a scary Valentine's movie, and it is a serial killer. It is a Valentine's scary movie.
Oh my goodness.
Excuse me, Joe.
Yes,
Joe,
yes. Yes, Noel.
what about you? What is you gonna give your wife on Valentine's Day?
Okay, well, you said you don't like to kiss your
No,
boyfriend in the middle, right?
and
I'm gonna kiss her
on
in
the
the
cheek
middle.
and on the forehead.
Yeah, I'm gonna kiss her in the middle downstairs.
Huh?
I don't know.
Somebody sent
I have
me
to give her a
French
gift.
heart macarons.
I have to give her a heart. Yeah, French hard macaron.
Yeah, somebody sent me those.
Excuse
Is
me.
that romantic enough, Noel?
What?
The French hard macaron.
I don't know what that is.
I'm just gonna like hug my lady and give her a kiss, and that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. We'll
I
just
would
like
say if
yeah,
they're giving me French heart macarons, they must
Excuse
want me,
me,
yeah,
right?
excuse me, Joe. Joe,
yes.
I cannot wait for Valentine's Day this Friday.
Me neither. Me neither. I got you on that. I feel you. 14th. My daughter, she's the 24th. I can't wait for that either. That's her
Your birth-
birthday. We got to celebrate. So
When?
24th,
Isn't that some
February 24th.
isn't that some weird occult number?
14 or 24.
Like, well, actually, February 24th, isn't that like some dictator's birthday or something? I don't know. Something bad happened that day.
My daughter, her name is the Holy One, but that's the Holy One's birthday. We don't know anything else, okay? February 24th. We thought it was a significant day, but she was born so premature that she was literally like due in April. You know what I mean? So just whatever, it just happened that way.
Hmm. No, with
No occultic
Columbine.
number.
Excuse
Her
me,
name is Ariana Rico. It was
Ariana
Ariana
Lisa,
Navarro.
and how old is she? How old is your daughter?
She's gonna be 12. She's gonna be 12 this month.
And you have one daughter, or you have what? How many daughters do you have?
I have one daughter. Everybody else is a son. I have a lot of sons.
Dang, how was that?
Great. The sons are the best, of course. You know that, right, Nicole? I mean, right, Noel?
Noel.
Sorry.
It's Noel.
Shit. What do I
I
say,
do.
Nicole? I'm so sorry.
I do not have a kid. I don't have one.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
I know. I know, but you're very young, so you don't need to. Um, my children are probably like, I have 26-year-old children. You're not, older than them.
26. I am 25.
There you go. So yeah, I have children that are older than you, Noel. And like I
Excuse
said, my
me.
sons that are about 20, they have autism and stuff. And like that's why I can understand what you
Excuse
do.
me. Excuse
Yes,
me.
yes.
So my boyfriend is 29 and I am 25. So how
No
is
issue.
that okay?
No issue there. No. Anything within 11 years is fine, it is.
So
That's according to the Chinese
we
zodiac, not me.
are going on our third year together.
Cool, cool.
And so, Joe, I just don't want to marry him yet. I just don't want to
You
marry
don't
him.
want to marry the guy? Yeah, I wouldn't marry him either, but he's
Not
a
yet.
nice guy. He's been with you for 3 years. He's been nice. Yeah, you don't need to get married. But
Is
you are now you're hitting your middle 20s, right? So you might want to think about it. Maybe you do want to get married. Maybe not him, but maybe
no,
somebody, right?
no. Is that's I really want to keep our relationship going and going and going and just see
But what if
how
he
it
goes
is.
somewhere? But what if he goes somewhere else, Noel? I'll just be honest. Like, what
What do
if
you
he says you don't want to be with me long term? I'm just gonna go ahead and look somewhere else, right? You're
mean?
in.
And then I will have a new boyfriend.
Oh my gosh. So okay, all right. Who's the next guy? You know him already?
And then the next guy is my friend
Oh
Kevin,
shit!
and he drives.
You know what, Noel? I have to explain this. If I'm your boyfriend and I know you already know who your next boyfriend is, I would have left already. You understand what I mean? Like you already have a
Not,
backup
no,
plan.
not me.
Well, because they don't know each other, but you do. So why don't you go on to the next guy? If don't string the guy along, primary
No,
guy.
no. Can you shut up,
Oh,
Joe?
of course I can shut up, Noel. No problem. I shut up, but you left.
Sounds
I
like she's
tried.
trying to string along the guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't string him along, And she
She's
wants
trying
me
to
to
get all
shut up.
these
I will.
pictures for her
I
memories,
will
and then
shut
she's
up.
going
Go
to
ahead and tell me. Go ahead and tell me. But
ruthlessly cut him out
man,
for
they're
this
they're
other
pretty
guy.
ruthless,
I mean,
right?
to be honest with you, the guys that got a car, basically. That's what I
Yeah.
was trying to tell some guy. He couldn't believe this like fat, ugly fucking dude has some hot chick, and I'm like, that's because that guy's better than you, man. You know,
Right.
like he has
Right.
fucking shit. He does stuff.
Excuse
He's
me,
done
man.
stuff. Like you're just like
It's
look
like one
good,
fat
like for
guy
right now.
comparing
You know,
himself to
like
the other.
yeah.
One fat guy compares himself to the other, and the other guy's got more accomplishments, and the other guy's mad. He's like, I'm less fat than he,
Well, what
but
I'm
it
trying
doesn't
to
mean
say is there's a
anything.
lot of things you could be attracted to other than that.
Sure, that's absolutely true for sure. Got to have a little bit of pizzazz, man. That's what really people, they're looking for a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of zest. Not too zesty these days. Well, she can come back. I said I will shut up. So I didn't
Sounds
kick
like a
you
lot
out,
of
Noah.
drama going on over there
Where?
with her juggling these two guys and the you know,
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, she's
and
been
then
with
all the
the one
straws.
guy, but the other guy is like he's starting to build up a better case. That's what I hear. Like, cause she's been with number one primary guy, but the other guy's like, I
She
drive
said,
too.
"Who's
I
the
got
next guy?" And she straight
maybe
up named him.
he's got a goatee or something. Like he's got something else. I got
Not
an
implied,
earring,
you know.
kind of
You
looking
said
good.
you
I'm kind of
said
looking.
who is the next guy, and she straight up named him. So there is
Yeah,
a next
yeah. She
guy,
knew
and
who he
but
was.
she's doing all this other stuff with this guy just to get these pictures. Like she's really into like these pictures. I feel
Oh
she wants
boy.
these. She doesn't want to do it before all this stuff happens, because then it'd be like a
Right.
downer to ruin her like little dances and stuff, you know. And so she's just like toying with this guy's emotions long enough so that she doesn't have to
Right.
document any of it.
Yeah, I grew up with sisters, man. They will string somebody along. They'll be talking about it in the background. I can't wait to get out of this, because I grew up with sisters, so I saw all that
By the way,
shit.
not that I care. Like I'm just sitting here listening, you know.
Right on.
I mean, whatever she's doing is her biz.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Oh, I thought you were gonna ask something. Not that I care, but let me drop a bomb, And I was like, oh,
Oh
I was
no,
waiting. I
no.
was like,
Yeah, let me drop the bomb.
yeah, 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 yeah. Nah, it is what it is. But yeah, if like that's why I asked. I was like, oh, you know who he is? Like he's already been wearing you down. That's I would say this. Like if I like one woman, right? I'll find out who her friend group is, and I'll go and try to date her best friend, right? And
Mhm.
then try to just get bumped out of that. But at the same time, the lady was like, oh, he was so nice, but I just didn't like him. So that I can get down the line, you know what I mean? So I can get
Right.
them all and get the one I really want and get them all too. I'll go to the top of the food chain, first. So that's why
Right.
I asked her, and she knows who the next guy is. He's already been pitching, he's like, I'm better. I drive, that kind of thing, like she said, right? He's already been pitching. I think she might be there soon. You know what I mean? I think you're already heading that way.
Dude,
Don't tell
driving
him
is an
yourself.
important skill, you know. It
Hell
opens
yeah,
up a
man.
whole it literally opens up the roads to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know how to drive. My wife will never drive, but I can't do it because we can't afford it. we can get the car, we can't put any gas or insurance in it. You know what I mean? Like that's the limit of our lives. But she can't do it if you gave it to her for free. You know, she just can't drive. Like we're both dyslexic, right? But the way that it hits her, you know, it's just not even possible, you know?
Right.
That's a limitation you have to deal with in life, you know? But I'm not looking for a better wife, you know? Not based on that. I'm not looking for the next one.
Oh, I don't know. She was talking about getting married and stuff, and I'm like, I wouldn't even get married, man. Well, like if I could go back in time, it's like really honestly, why get married?
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well, I got married, and I think we're both kind of cynical types. You know what I mean? So I think it's more for us. It's like, yeah, we won't ever get divorced. You know what I mean? It's like we're never gonna marry somebody else, some other fucking loser. You know what I mean? Like I think that's really where our mentality is. It's like we're never gonna fucking do that again. You know what I mean? Like we're on the same page though, right? So what's up,
I mean,
Jess? And my
I'm not, I'm
sisters,
not,
bro.
I'm not
My
poo-pooing the
sisters, you know,
idea.
they want to look for like a new guy because they lost like their whatever, their first husband or whatever. And I feel like that's ridiculous. I'm like, oh, you got away with it. You got out. You don't have them anymore. Why would you ever look back? Just keep going. You know what I mean? Like as a human being, right?
Right.
What's up, Jessica?
Well,
Come on in, Jessica.
they
Say
always
hi.
get into they always get into it with somebody worse. I think. Like they escape
I
one
think that
situation
in
and then they
the
get into like Macho Man and Miss
yeah,
Elizabeth, for instance, right?
I met Macho Man. I met him at a convention, dude. That was
And
the
she
best.
supposedly struggled to get away from Macho Man. And then she ends up dead like a few years later.
Yeah.
And it's like
Well,
Macho
no,
Man
he was
probably was
like
like trying to keep
apparently.
her alive. That's what he was struggling with her about. Lex Luthor got her for like a few years and had her dead in a couple of years from drug overdose.
Yeah, but apparently he had her all locked up, you know what I mean? Like I don't know how she exploded against that, you know, the other side of the rubber band. I don't know.
Yeah.
She probably rebelled against the captivity, you know? That's what I understand. I don't know.
Well, no, I think she probably enjoyed that about the Randy Savage situation to an extent. And then, she probably started causing a lot of problems. Like, didn't have limits and stuff. And then he tried to, like, force her not to, like, do as much. And then she would hate him for it, saying he was repressive. That's how I saw it going down. Yeah,
Yeah, but you're
he
also,
was
you know,
repressive to her,
when
but
you're overly protected by somebody, you're also venerated by them. So, what's up, Jessica? Why don't you join up? I threw the link. Come on now.
well, I don't know if it's overprotection if you know for a fact they're going to hurt themselves if you let them do it.
Oh, I would let them do it, man. I think they're free to, you know, go all the way. Like we can't say it like, you know, hurt yourself or other. We have to call the fucking, you know, police or whatever. But if you want to hurt yourselves or other and you want to go that way, you know, go that way. I don't care, you know. Probably foolish, but get it over with because you're not going to be satisfied until you do it.
Well, maybe in general. I mean, it's like one of those things where do you believe in the death penalty?
No, not really.
Well, see, I kind of I don't. It's not that I have something against it, because I
Okay,
understand
you
that
ever
the
seen
victim's family.
you've seen Tough Turf, right? You've
Huh?
seen Tough Turf, right?
I think
The
so.
'80s movie Tough Turf, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So at the end he has to dance and dance and dance with the fucking, you know, victim over, or I mean with the villain over and over and over again, and it's like you need to kill that motherfucker, and he basically kind of accidentally does by knocking him off the scaffolding down to somewhere else, you know. So I believe there are people, that you just have to just shut them up, just get them out, just rub them out. So things like that are like I said, like tough turf. That's the end of that is stressful for me. It's like the answer. You've got to get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. It's not very often. None of us like death, so I guess most people don't like the death penalty as it is because we don't like that. It's like really distasteful. We try to avoid it. It's like how if there's any kind of emergency, right, everybody's supposed to pull over to the side of the road and let the, ambulance go through, right? So we kind of take a break from our own concerns and we, for the higher duty or whatever, we get out of the way. None of us wants that dude to die, even though we don't know him, and he might be kind of a detriment to our lives if we met him. But it's
Yeah, I mean, my thing with
distasteful, right?
it is that I can certainly see the satisfaction for some people, not always, but for some
Right.
people, the family get the satisfaction to see this person that took the life of their loved one, have his life snuffed out before them. And, but at the end of the day, I just feel like the government should not be committing a crime in the name of the
So you don't
people
believe in the
that
death
the people
penalty?
are
I
not
don't
allowed to
believe in
commit themselves. You know what I mean? I think that's
Yeah.
fucked up right off the bat. Secondly,
Yeah.
I do think that it is cruel punishment because like they'll tell you what day you're gonna fucking die, like down to the fucking minute, and you're like sitting there,
Right.
you know, and they'll fuck with them a little
Pulling
bit,
your
like for years
fingernails
and
off
years, string
about
them
the last
along,
minute.
like look at him down to like
Yeah.
the last 30 seconds. The guy's about to fucking go in and die, and they'll send like a stay or whatever, and they'll get like a few more years. The guy's doing it all over again, This time they
Yeah.
finally do it, They banned the fucking whatever the fucking drug was they were using. Uh,
They probably
and
were
they and now
using
they
like
got some
purple
other
or
thing where
something,
it's
right?
like reportedly it's like very horrific.
Mm.
Like they stay alive a long ass time and like die slow in agony or something.
Yeah, I don't know why they would ban one or another drug that's stupid because it's too late. Um, the thing like the propofol or whatever, like the Michael Jackson thing, right? Um, that's what you're supposed to take for a colonoscopy, and I'm at that colonoscopy age. So they gave
Well,
me
if you were
the
like
take
Michael
home kit.
Jackson, you would just come up off the
Yeah.
table, get that motherfucking propofol tank, and just fucking give it to yourself right into Neverland.
Right.
Neverland Ranch there. You know what I'm talking about? Do you really believe
Yeah.
Michael did that? Like I don't.
Do I believe he did what?
They're saying, they say Michael. Well, that fucking doctor's saying Michael fucking dosed himself.
Well, okay, but that means that he signed off and provided it anyway. No, I don't believe that. I believe it was all the doctor.
That doctor's from Houston too.
I thought he was from fucking Africa or something.
The weird one for me is Prince, because he died from like basically fentanyl laced Vicodin. He had a hip issue from jumping off pianos and high heels for fucking 30
And
years.
standing in those heels, yeah, because he was short. Yeah, that's where it came from, right? So
Yeah,
he
so he
had
looks
like
like
an
he's,
opioid replacement addiction as it
he's
is,
probably
right?
going to have to get a hip replacement.
Right.
And but he
Right.
was on these Vicodin, and he had a doctor that was giving him a prescription, and he had a CVS store that he would go to, and they would just hand him like loads of Vicodin, right? So he had Vicodin all over his fucking house. So they get in there, and they find out there's like fentanyl laced uh, knockoffs like mixed in with the Vicodins and like all
Sure.
every bottle he had.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I wonder how this
Well,
happened.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. So we have a bit of an issue because it has come out over and over again that the pharmacies still don't really have legit drugs in them. You know what I mean?
They're coming
You
from
might be
China.
getting the wrong fucking thing. You know what I mean? It's come up over and over again. There's no like guarantee that when you go to a licensed pharmacy, you're going to get the right shit. There's no
I think
guarantee.
I think Tom Petty too. I mean, he was getting doctor prescribed shit
Percocets or
too,
something.
and he got some bad fentanyl shit and fucking died. So, like, they've got legit sources. I don't understand. Like, where's the bad
Why it's not
fentanyl? It
clean?
seems like it's coming from the drugstores, man. I mean,
Yeah, it
like,
is. In the drugstores, the things are fucked up. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's where I'm saying like it is real that they don't know they have discontinued drugs. They get them from other places. I have a 110-year-old book, a 120-year-old book at this point, but it's from my grandmother and her family, and it was about how, hey, immigrants, you want to start a good business, start a drugstore. You know, it's a fictionalized story, so they don't get in trouble, but it is actually like a manual to get over on the mountain areas of the United States and just start yourself a drugstore. You know, and there's a lot of bullshit in that industry. We have my wife's second born kid was adopted. She had to, before I met her and stuff, I had one kid and put the other one for adoption. We're all reconnected now. But her parents, in that sense, they're from that industry. Um, Psychology and pharmacology and everything else. And like, so even speaking to them, it's like blasphemy for me to say, oh, they're selling wrong drugs, fake drugs, or whatever. But I've seen it in proof. You know what I mean? Like, it comes out year after year that that's what they're doing. They don't have enough proper medication. And the rest of us, by the way, drink the water which is in the runoff of every damn pill that everybody's ever
oh, I
taken.
know.
So understand that's all in there, bro. That's all in there. You might grow a tail, or your frogs might turn gay, or whatever, whatever happens. I don't know.
No, I mean, most of my life I've been drinking spring water, but a lot of it's come in plastic bottles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I drink out of the tap. I feel like if I can't live on whatever's local, I'm gonna die anyway. So I go right to the tap. I'm like, kill me right now.
Yeah, I don't like it. I got a Brita filter pitcher thing I use.
They're good. They're good, man.
I don't think they catch nearly everything.
Yeah, but they're good, man. They really are. I mean, I used to use that. I just got to a point where I was like, if I can't drink the fucking local dirty water, I don't care how fucking dirty it is, I need to die anyway. So I just drink whatever's in the tap.
I would love give me an aquafied spring water any fucking day.
I like spring water, yeah, a lot, yeah. I like deionized water out of the store. I like all that shit, but I just got to live with the worst.
Yeah.
Jessica says no, like no, you don't want to come up. What's up, Jess? Put on some sunglasses. Jessica, I think she shaved one of her eyebrows off, Grady.
Oh yeah, you got to come up here for some of this after dark Joe G
After
panel
dark. I
discussion.
told I told Minnie to do that, and he was like, like, like Playboy. I said, yeah, 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 and he did it immediately because he did
You
like
should
two live streams before, and I was like, no, 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 call him Minnie After Dark.
you should invite Minnie on.
Well, I don't know what Minnie's doing.
Well, I guarantee he's not doing anything.
You don't think?
I think he's just sitting there. He's probably all dressed up like a grandma. He's not in his. He's not camera ready, but you might be able to get him on Mike.
The first time I got him on, he said, oh, I have to eat or whatever. I was like, just leave your avatar up, just hang out until you can get here. So yeah, I was like, I don't want to lose you as a guest, and that's what happened, you know. And then he came up and did like 3 songs, and everything went good. Once, once everything went good, you know what I'm saying, Grady?
He's probably watching something on Tubi.
Grady, you got to do a video that's not about Minnie. That should be your next move.
Yeah, I mean, well, I want to do this interview with
With
Mary
Dinah
from
Cancer.
45 Grave. I don't like to say Dinah Cancer. I know that's one of her.
Oh,
What's her other stage name? Something a bat. She has another name.
her name is Mary Sims. It's Dinah Cancer. It's Mary Sims Rosa because she was married to a guy for a while. So Mary Rosa, you know. Then there's the Agnew side because she was
She had
dating
another name that she
Frankie.
went by. Something bat. Bat something.
Probably
It was
Bat
be,
Cave because
it was before Dinah Cancer. She had another name. Oh, I forget. Whatever.
before Dinah Cancer, I mean, she was in Vox Pop, and you know, I think it was Mary Sims when it was in Vox Pop, like because I have both Vox Pop records. You know, it just says Mary Sims.
Let me ask the
She
AI.
is, like I said, she is in Decline of the Western Civilization Part One. You know, and what do they call her there? Just Mary.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I only know her really as Mary. She was Mary when
Yeah,
I first heard about her. I don't know what she was going by, and that was probably 82, 83, somewhere around then when Return of the Living Dead came out. Because that's when I first heard about
that's
them.
85. I think. I think that's 85.
There was like a television show called Night Flight.
Yeah, Night Flight was awesome. Yeah, yeah. I see how you guys did that.
Yeah, and
You
it
know,
was
you use sort of the
I would see
I don't
her on there,
remember.
not just with 45 Grave stuff. She would be in other shit too on there. Other
Okay.
bands I would see on there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Cuz I know Vox Pop, 45 Grave to Penis Flytrap. What else was she in? Then, you know, the sort of reunion of 45 Grave. I can't remember if she was in one other band, but I don't think so because 45 Grave went for a long time. Nobody ever loved 45 Grave, by the way. They were never like a big band ever, you know? And I just
I
put that
love them,
down to
dude. I
you got
did,
a
man.
woman singing, you know? You got a
I've loved
woman
them. I've
singing.
loved them, dude.
Yeah,
I heard Party Time. I don't know. I was like 13, 12. I don't know what year it was, but
I remember hearing Part of Time for sure.
so I found out at the end of the video like who did that, or when the VHS came out, I found out at the end of the credits who did that fucking song because I
Yeah.
love that song. And I went to the record store. That's how you had to do it back in the day. There was no internet, any of that. And I'm like,
Right. And
I'm looking for
do you
something.
remember what record that was on? Was it on School's Out or was it on Phantoms?
So I don't even know because it was so long ago, but I remember Black Cross was on it. And they sent, because they were like, oh, they got a bunch of like records and shit, but they only got like this one CD that was kind of like, I don't even know if it was a full album. It was almost like a possibly like an
Yeah,
EP or like a bunch of songs that were so short.
The Cleopatra stuff was like put together. You know, the
Yeah, no,
sleep
no.
and
So I
safety.
get it, and
And,
it's like nothing like Party Time, you know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
Party Time had this sort of like hair metal vibe to it,
Very 80s. Yeah, the very 80s production. Yeah.
but this shit was
So
more like the punk.
Party Time is on School's Out. It's on the other side of School's Out. It's a 12-inch. You know, they do Alice Cooper School's Out with like
Yeah.
a spider pattern, and Paul Rossler was in that one, you know. And then they got Phantom, Sleep and Safety, and La Tumba. That's
And
another, you know, they did
I would
do.
always see her like in documentaries and shit growing up. Like I like to watch these documentaries about the old school punk days and shit. She'd be like in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of them, she'd be like every like punk, rock, anything going down, like in the crowd or maybe even like performing in some way on the stage.
Well, like I said, she is in decline, but I don't know. I don't know what else you're speaking of.
I wanted to do Matilda the Hud too. I don't know if you know who that is.
I don't. That's a good one. I don't.
She's a female wrestler. She was in Glow back in the 80s. She's this
I love
giant.
Glow, man. I watch that a lot.
She's like this giant 400-pound lady, and she has an interesting life too because she kind of invented phone sex back in the 70s, and she made a bunch of money off of phone sex, and she's been in a lot of movies where there's a giant woman,
Right, right. They
particularly in
need
the
a
80s
giant
and
in like.
90s. She's in
They
she's
need
in
a
the
giant in tuxedo.
Love in an Elevator video. I know.
She's in that.
Yeah.
Mm,
She's in a lot of pop culture stuff. Like there's some big 80s movies. She's just like in it because there's like some giant woman in it. She was
yeah,
like
they
the
need the
go-to
biggest.
for like Hollywood's giant woman.
Right on. Yeah, I would. I understand that. Even Love in an Elevator, they had to put her in there in a way.
Yeah, so I was wanting to interview her. She was like in some like old ladies like home.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
had
like
like
a retirement home.
yeah, she had like no family. And
Hmm.
she was like a lot older than me. Like I corresponded with her a few times because I was wanting to interview her, but and I think I
Yeah,
could have interviewed her for free, but she didn't want to do it on cam. She just wanted to do an audio only, and I wanted the cam.
man. I feel you on that. I had Linda Lovelace, her daughter, right? I was talking to her, but it was around Christmas, and I
Yeah.
was like, I really, really want to talk to you. And she's like, okay, that's fine, but I have to, straighten, do the rest of the Christmas holiday or whatever. And then we lost that conversation dropped. And I was like, fuck, you know what I mean? So I feel you on that.
Well, I'll tell you
'Cause-
what. I have an obsession with this guy named Skip Elo.
okay.
I have an obsession with a few guys. I have a video about it on my channel, by the way, where I talk about my three main influences that make up me. There's um Wally George.
Okay. I know who
Um,
that is. Oh, by the way, you know who John is? John's been on my channel already from the Hags. He was on the Wally George show.
oh, was he? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
One of those bands back in the day.
Yeah, John. Yeah. My man John he's been on this channel twice.
The
And he's,
father of
hopefully
Rebecca De
connecting.
Mornay, by the way.
Who, Wally George?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I thought her father was an actual famous actor.
No, her dad is Wally George.
Okay. All right. Okay, Grady George. What? That's one. Who else?
Again, I think so. Like again, I watch these weird YouTube videos late at night, and
I,
then I
I thought that
also
I
I
thought she
read
had an
legit
actor
things, and
father.
I get it mixed up. I'm getting too old
That's
to
okay.
know like the difference anymore.
Right?
I feel like
Listen,
reality is whatever
I
people
used to
say
know
it is.
every
To be
single
honest with
I
you,
used to know every single Misfits live recording. You know what I mean? When I was a kid,
yeah.
and I knew
But
them
I
all
think I'm
across.
correct. It's just like it's kind of weird what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Is weird, but I think I'm correct.
All right, so you dig Wally George?
Yeah. And then the other guy is this guy Skippy Lowe. Do you know who
I
that
don't
is?
know who that is. No.
Okay, so this guy, he had a public access show back in like the 90s, and
Mm-hmm.
he was like one of these hangers on back in the 1940s, 1950s. So he knew like all the biggest stars of his generation, like all the big fucking stars, right?
Oh yeah. Grady's talking about my show right now, except I don't know big stars, but He's talking about how when I was around in the 40s, and now I'm
Yeah,
trying to
so
bring
like
him up again.
what happened was now it's like the 90s. He's doing this public access
Yep.
show. And what he was
Hmm.
like a gossip columnist in LA at the time. So
Right on.
a lot of the celebrities would try to hang out with him because they'd want him to talk about them because it would give him some publicity in the news, all that shit. So he ended up becoming friends with all these aging stars. So he had this public access channel where he just brought on like he would call in a favor to like these giant fucking stars. Like he had
Yeah.
Vampire
Yeah.
come on one time, who was like notoriously impossible to get a fucking interview with, you know? Because he had like known her back in the fucking day when she was like working as a news lady locally or something, you know? And
Norma Cormie, is her name Norma Cormie or something like that?
yeah, something like that. I forget what her real name is. I mean, I know what it is, but I just can't think of it right now.
Right.
And she's an
Yeah.
interesting woman to read about her life, you know. I always like those pictures where the Misfits got her to come out of her house
Yeah.
and take a
Yeah.
picture with them, you know. They were like basically stalking her
Yeah.
at her house.
Apparently they took one of these. This is a 7-inch version, but they took one of these. Walk Among Us. They signed it. They dropped it in her house, and with a note that said, "We're gonna do a record signing up at such and such in Sepulveda and Vine or whatever." And she showed up, and then they took those pictures.
Yeah, the Misfits have a great history. I love that story about them being arrested in the graveyard in New Orleans and
Right.
shit, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like I was
I
telling you
mean,
something. I feel like I was gearing up to tell you something, and then I totally
sure.
forgot what I was talking about. What were we? How did we get here, Joe?
My gosh, I think we were talking about. Oh yeah, we were talking about how, you got the luminaries of the past, the people that you bring up on your public access show. That's kind of the story that
Oh yeah, so like, oh
we're
yeah, Skippy Low.
repeating.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Skippy
Yeah,
Low. So, um, I mean, like he brings out like that old lady from Gilligan's Island. I mean, she's like 100 fucking years old. Like, I
Lovey,
mean, yeah, Lovey, and he's like
you got to
interviewing
bring
her
Lovey
about
out
his.
now, and she was 80 in the show. Now she's 102. Hey, Lovey, everybody, it's Lovey in
I
the
mean, I think
house.
he's
Hey,
got one with like Doris Day, and she's like super
yeah,
freaking old, about to die. Like everybody he interviews about to die. Like, and
right.
they're like some famous person that no one's talked to for like 30 years, like some big silent film star or some
Hey,
like.
man. Remember, like Andy Kaufman in his special, he had that. He had the has been corner.
Well, look, I would love to document some of these people. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The has been corner right there. Grady George and the has been corner.
Well, they're not has-beens to me. Like I want to first, like I would like. I feel like I don't know. Sometimes people aren't appreciated until they're gone. Like they're so far ahead of their time. Just like we were
True.
talking about that band, a death or whatever earlier. You know,
Yeah.
what
You
I
were
was
talking
trying to
about
say
one
is
death. I
like
was talking about the other death. Because the
somebody,
other
like
death was
somebody,
completely
yeah, somebody
important,
dug
right?
that up. And they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, here's this like really old recording of a black punk band or whatever," you know. And they try to make it seem like they started punk rock and all this fucking shit. And like, what I'm saying
1976
is like,
Detroit.
growing
Yeah.
up, and I came way after punk was already fucking done over with. You know, I don't even consider myself the stuff I was coming out. I was trying to say, I'm not a big fan of the stuff that was like sloppy seconds. I don't really like them. I never really liked their music, but I would go to like Sloppy Palooza or whatever because that was the only type of punk shit they had going on. But was it really punk? No. And I think I also ran into a lot of these like communist groups that had taken over the punk scene and were like literally like trying to promote communism in the music or whatever, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do they pass out like thick zines and shit so you can read through
Yeah,
propaganda
and
and all that?
if you didn't think like them, you weren't punk rock. And I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Hey, man.
Anybody, anything can be like. There's a lot of stuff I consider punk rock. Most people don't.
Right.
But punk rock's more than just a. I always say that movie Return of the Living Dead's a punk rock movie.
Yeah,
Just in
I
the
think
way,
most
just the
people would agree with
overall
that.
feel of it. I
But
mean, even though it's the
it's also
mainstream.
the remember that's that exploitation of punk rockers because those nihilistic gang, led by Trash or whatever, like that's them, like
That's the
so
guy
there's
that
that.
jerked off one of those kids from Disney or whatever. Did you know that?
Uh, which guy?
There's some guy that had did something to one of the male stars and they fired him and then they rehired him at Disney or something and they made some
You talking
documentary
about
about it and the guy recently came out and did some interview because he's an adult now and he said, yeah, this guy did this to me. The guy that did
you're
that to
talking
him.
about like
The guy that
you're
did that
talking
to
about
him is
like
Trash from
the
Return of the
Drake
Living
guy
Dead.
that came out or whatever. I'm sorry, Drake and Josh, like one of those guys.
Yeah, that Drake. Yeah, that's who it was. The
Yeah,
guy that did
one of those guys.
that did that to them. That's Trash from Return of the Living Dead. I just was like hearing about that one day, and I was like listening, and I was like, oh my god, that's the guy from Return of the Living Dead, the punk rock guy.
Right, right. Well, the guy on the Corys, right? That's the guy from Nightmare on Elm Street where they killed him because he was fat and ate a candy bar. Remember that? That's that guy. That.
Yeah, I feel like kind of what do you think about that Dan Schneider guy? Do you think that is a real?
Oh shit! Head of the class. You ever see Head of the Class
Yeah,
back in
see,
the day?
I never liked even back in the fucking day, I didn't like that guy. Even on head of the class.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, Head of the Class was like some kind of like Welcome Back Cotter reboot sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like
Well, I
if you
used to
think
watch
about it,
it.
right? Yeah, yeah, and I did too. I did too. Um, I
Robin
watched all of
Gibbons was
those
like so
shows.
beautiful
The
back
shows
then.
started to suck. The shows started to suck, like the what do they call them? Dan Warp Schneider's Bakery. Those movies or those
Well, see, I
those
don't watch.
shows they
I
started
never
to suck.
watched. Now you have kids, so you might have seen them exposed,
That's why I
been
watched it.
exposed
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
why
But
I watched it.
I never watched any of that shit. But I don't know. I
Yeah, but
feel
all the
like
way up to iCarly, he made. I mean, those were good shows. You know what I mean? But also
if
the
you
Wizards
did
of Waverly
something,
Place. Disney took a dude who was already out from his molestation and his jail. So the Wizards of Waverly Place, they took him back out after all that and put him in as the voice of the mirror or whatever, like magic mirror on the wall.
yeah, I don't know.
So
I just feel like I
those
have a
people are
hard.
pretty
I don't feel
they're
like I
pretty
feel
fucked up.
like I feel like the fat guy from head of the class um, does not have the
Yeah.
power to withstand being charged. Like they act like he's doing all this shit, like not even like in private. It's on the shows themselves. Look at him. He's like he wrote some scene where they're showing their feet, and all this
Yeah, yeah, they do a
fucking
lot of
shit.
feet stuff. He asked fans for feet pics and stuff like that. And like I can
Yeah, but
remember
feet are not
um
universally sexual. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like
they're
I mean, I
not
know
they're not.
Quentin Tarantino's into it. And I know there are some people,
Right,
but I
and
don't know. I
and
don't get
and
turned on
if
by
you watch
feet.
Jackie Brown is a leg heavy movie. There's a lot of emphasis on the legs in Jackie Brown and stuff like that. But that's
Yeah,
okay. Those are all adults, right? But
I'm
at the
not
same
trying.
time, like I did see, Dan Schneider. Like I said, his productions declined just because they ran out of fucking ideas and steam. Because I watched them when my kids were growing up. So iCarly and stuff was kind of like the last gasp of a good show. They had the fucking superhero family, Harvey Danger, I think it was, and they had like the Game Shapers, where they brought Kel Mitchell out, to be a lead again or whatever. They didn't do really good just because the quality of shit went down. But he would have like the girls, right? In like I'm gonna put ketchup on my feet or whatever, and they would do shit like that, like ketchup or whipped cream or whatever, doing some kind of crazy challenge, and they would do shit like that. So he
Yeah,
got away with it publicly and in but to me,
I
there's nothing sexual about feet. Not to me.
no, so like I mean it could be, but you don't know for a fact. They like
It is.
I don't
It
know, a lot of
is.
stuff
When
they
when
say is like
they're fucking
very far out
obsessed with
there.
it, there is. Apparently, like, the foot fetish thing or whatever, it's like some sort of submission. Like, you just want to be stuck there at your mommy's feet under the knees, her smacking you down all the time. It's some kind of submission fetish or whatever, apparently. You know, I don't
Right.
know. I don't know. I mean, I'm not interested in that. I'm not kinked.
What are we talking about? I'm sorry, I've been trying to get this packet of
We were
Pocky
talking
open.
about, yeah, you can't open the package, therefore we lost our train. We're talking about pedophilic producers of children's
What
programming.
the how did we
I
get
think
into
that's
that?
what
Well, yeah, that guy.
comic,
I don't know. I feel like he looks creepy,
the fat
and they
guy from
fucking just
Head of the
say
Class.
stuff like, "Do I think like Ariana Grande or some chick like that, or even that what's that one? Even that one that's totally nuts, Amanda Bynes.
Oh yeah, she's
Oh my
passed.
god,
It's still bad, man. I love Amanda. Like I got a Amanda show thing over here and stuff like that. But before she even like tattooed her face and shit, she already like went into like Scientology and shit. And I was like, oh. Like you got a genius here in your hands, and now look what happened. This person is destroyed. I just saw the recent. I don't know whether you saw it, but there was like 4 angles on an art show that she did. Where she fucking drew a fucking love heart on a canvas or whatever. It was all bullshit. It was like, you know what I mean, like, dude, I'm in 3rd grade art, you know what I mean? And she did shit like that. I saw 4 angles of it here on YouTube. And she ran away after like 40 minutes because people started coming in, and then all of a sudden she felt threatened.
she
I
did a
mean,
movie that freaked her out or something."
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know
Oh, yeah,
what
I never
freaked her
saw
out.
it. It was called like getting an A or something like that.
There was an Easy A movie. Is that what it was?
Yeah, maybe it was. She didn't like
Yeah.
whatever she did in that movie.
I didn't watch that either. It's just sad because when she was a kid, like obviously, she had a way to deliver the fucking dialogue, to deliver the news. She had a lot of fucking talent. Somehow it got squashed. Somehow her her spirit got scarred to where she just couldn't be social anymore, and she's all like in a shell. And it sucks. It
'Cause I
sucks
kept seeing
because
her on everything, and I didn't know where she came from. She had her
yeah,
own sitcom at one time on one of the networks, and I
I
was
think
sick
she
of her. I
came
hated
from
her.
all that, but then all that was like a variety show, and then she went to the Amanda show,
She was in a
in
bunch of
Nickelodeon
movies. Like every movie coming out, there she was. Like
for a while. Yeah,
I was like, damn, I can't
not
stand this
like Lindsay
chick.
Lohan. Lindsay Lohan was really everywhere. You know what I mean?
But I became a fan once she went nuts.
Yeah.
Now I'm a like crazy Amanda Bynes fan.
Well,
I'm a crazy
felt
Britney
like it was.
Spears
I
fan too.
felt like
I
she had a lot of potential, and it's unfortunate that it got all scrambled up. I'm not a fan after Disorder. I'm not really a fan of that.
I wasn't into Britney Spears until she shaved her head and went nuts. Got dragged out of
Yeah.
her house in a fucking straitjacket, thrown into a paddy wagon live on TV. I was like,
Oh
this chick's
yeah.
cool.
So yeah, you're interested in seeing the things go awry. That's fine, but
That's why I go to Vince Neil concerts.
Vince Neil has concerts.
Oh yeah, legendary.
This there was this one guy that we saw not too long ago. I won't tell you the context, but when they introduced him, they were like, "Oh yeah, he plays with poison," you know. And then when he came out, he was like, "Yeah, sometimes I accompany, whatever the fucking lead singer's name is, right?" He's like, "I don't really play with poison. Sometimes I accompany, so and so, whatever, shit like that,
Dude,
man."
if Vince Neil ever comes anywhere around you, go to that show.
Oh yeah,
You will have a great time.
I want to see a Mickey Rat show or something. Rat was my favorite band from that shit.
Well,
They were the best.
Vince shows up, right? First of all,
Hmm.
when he's doing Motley Crue, he has to sign a
Hmm.
contract. He has to work out. He can't drink. He can't do all this
Okay.
fucking shit, you know. So when
Okay.
Vince
So
goes
he's
out
not
solo,
280 pounds showing up at his
oh
own
yeah, he's
show,
like
like
blown
doing the
up. He's
little
like
thing.
so fucking fat. Like you won't even believe how fat he fucking gets. His head's like a fucking his head's like a fucking pumpkin, man. And drunk off his ass.
That's the shit, man. I love
I
that.
mean, blacked out drunk from the moment he comes out on stage. I don't know, like last year he fell off the stage, almost died.
But right on.
And he has these guys that play the Motley Crue songs for him.
Right.
And, you know, they're guys that he's got together that he can, like, you know, call them in real quick to do a fucking
Yeah,
show
but
or
those dudes
whatever.
are better than anybody he's ever played with anyway. They just have to hang at home because.
Yeah, they're not the best, but they're actually not bad, you know, sounding guys. It's just that they're having to deal with this drunk performer, and they're doing backup vocals, but Vince ain't singing where he's supposed to be, and
Yeah, 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 yeah.
sometimes he'll just stop
They're like,
singing and
they're
like
like,
walk off the stage.
whoa, yeah, whoa, and he's like,
Yeah, he gives
whoa,
zero.
yeah.
This guy gives zero fucks, man, and it's an awesome show if you can find.
That's a
Like
good show. Yeah.
the last one I tried to go to, he didn't even show up. You know.
That's even better. Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
me watching HR and DC. Every time I watch HR and DC, it's like I try to stay awake and I basically can't. It's a joke, dude. He'll show up late. He shows up with a bird cage on his head, and he starts like not singing the songs. These guys. I've had people in his band, HR band, like friends of mine, all the time, and they think that's really cool. We're gonna play with HR, and I'm like, because it's the worst fucking boring ass show. They literally play whatever the industrial version of reggae is, in the 80s, just like it's like a TV show or something. It's terrible.
Yeah, that's why I like Tubi. I like to look at the old. They have a lot of TV shows that were canceled after one or two seasons. You know, from like the
Right,
'80s
right.
and '90s. I like to look that up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned like my I guess I need to get a new like Amazon Fire Stick or whatever. When I had it up, I really like Freebie. I watched Tubi. I watched series and series of things. I mean, I guess I still love Perfect Strangers. That's my favorite fucking show, man. And Minnie's over there in Chicago, so I feel like we could do it again.
I would
I could be
love to
Larry
get.
Appleton. I could be Larry Appleton.
I would love to get
What's up?
Minnie like a foreign roommate like that.
Right, right.
Wherever Balky's from.
I think that Minnie would be the foreign roommate. That's my thought.
No, I see Minnie as the straight guy. That would be even funnier. It's like Minnie
Yeah, I
having to
think
deal with
Minnie
a
is.
Balky.
I think Minnie is the Balky. You know what I mean? Like we just need a Larry.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'd be cool, man. That's Chicago. I love Minnie's accent. That's one of my favorite things, when Minnie talks and throws that Chicago shit in there. I love that shit.
Yeah, I like mini. I mean, I guess.
I know you do. I know you do because you talk about it a lot.
Well, I talk about a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily like.
So you say.
Yeah, I guess. I'm eating these heart macarons.
Yeah. Damn, I wish I had. Oh, wait a minute. I have like cookies. I was like, I wish I had some kind of fucking sweets or whatever. I have peanut butter cookies.
I think this is the first time I ever had a macaron, to be honest with you.
I've had macarons, and I've had three versions of that. But I'm now gonna have a fake Nutter Butter cookie.
These are like really good ones. I think they're expensive as hell.
This shit's good. Mm.
They taste very fresh. It's almost like the outer shell is like a cookie, and it's almost like some kind of cake inside, almost, but not quite. It's like some kind of
Hmm.
like half cookie, half cake. It's got some icing in the middle.
Well, these are just smashed cookies with like weird shit inside, but they're good. I'll take one more.
Hmm. That is some good shit.
I know, Grady. That's what I'm saying, man. Enjoy what you got in hand, man. Everything will be okay, you know?
Yeah, I had actually a pretty good date today. I feel like I can kind of relax tonight.
Hey, I don't even think you're cursed anymore, but that's up to you, you know?
Got a lot of stuff done. And now I'm just kind of kicking back. I took a gummy.
Oh, you took a gummy, cool. Yeah, I did like a bit of a restructuring for like 3 days because I figure we're close enough to like spring, clean or whatever, that if I start now, it'll be easier then, you know?
Right.
So I did a little bit of a roving corner clean for 3 days, and then I'm like, okay, I'll chill. And then next week I'll probably do it for 2 days. And then when I get back to it, it'll be that much easier, right? Trying to be a real adult, Grady. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nobody else will do it. That's the real thing, you know? I always joke, I was like, yeah, I clean the house or we do the laundry, and it's like, if somebody does the fucking vacuuming, it's me. But if it isn't me, it's nobody, like nobody around here wants to do the vacuuming. That's the last fucking thing,
See,
I
Joe,
do it.
you, no matter how you look at it, you are in possession of your own world, and you're
Yeah,
the
I am.
center of it. It began when you were born, and it's going to end when you die.
Oh no, it'll continue because I got kids and shit, I won't even see
But
what
that, but
happens.
that won't be your. That will be
Later.
their world. That won't be your
No,
world.
no.
Your
Yeah.
world will have ended. But what I'm saying is, when I say your world, is you have a certain amount of space that you can control a lot.
Yeah.
You can control who you're around. You can control like the kind of business dealings you are into and the things you
I
like.
can.
You can control the stuff that's coming into your world. And if you want a very clean
I
world
don't.
to live in,
No, I
you
don't.
can
I
like do
don't want
that.
to
I
control.
mean, easily.
I don't want to cut people out, man. I
That's what
don't
I'm
care if
saying.
it's a
Like
messy
your
fucking way.
environment is a reflection of your world. That's the world you've created. So,
Yours is too, man. You know?
oh, I know. I'm in an empty house.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I don't like that, man. I do like people. I like the more the merrier kind of situation, you know? I really do. I like to be able to hug them on the way out and shit like that, you know what I mean?
Well, probably because it's like your family, right? But if you were just
Yeah, they're
like in
mine.
a fucking house at your age with a bunch of fucking dudes your age.
I would. No, I would seriously do the same thing. I swear to you, Grady. If I was in a house with a bunch of asshole dudes that were my age, I would still want to wake up and give them like a fist bump on the way out. I swear to you. I still want to say, "Oh, good, have a good time out there," you know, because I care about people like that. Because it doesn't hurt me, Grady. It doesn't hurt me that bad, you know. What do I lose?
I would like to be that way, but when certain
Yeah,
people are taking a little too long in the fucking shower, or
yeah,
maybe one of these other people are eating my fucking food.
right. But Grady, when your kids do shit like that, and you still are like fuming mad about it,
I
but you're
wouldn't be
like, "Oh,
mad if
they're
it
my
was my
kids."
kids. I mean, I'd be
No,
mad in a
no,
different
that's what I'm
way.
saying. You will be fuming mad about that. This motherfucker won't get out of the shower. I got to get in there, you know, or whatever. But what you end up doing is being like, "But I don't want to cause anything." You know what I mean? Like you just want to be happy, so you just let it go. You
Yeah,
let
that's why.
them,
That's
you know,
why,
stress
like,
you.
these people grow up. They're never disciplined. They're in the shower forever,
Yep, they are. That's
and then
fucking. You know what the fuck is wrong with these kids?
I noticed there's people, and I would say like these are people into their mid 30s. I've seen it displayed with, and across all different kinds of races.
Sure,
Just seems to be like an American thing, but
right.
just complete toddler breakdowns
I hear you.
by people in their 30s. It's like not
Yeah,
something you would see back in the day at all, but it's getting
right.
very
We had.
common.
It's interesting that the kid who lived directly behind me, right? He got away with being normal, being normal, being normal. Sometime when he was like 14, right? He had what nowadays we would see. Oh, that's a spurg out. Like it's like that's a typical, Asperger's thing, But it was back then. So we saw this happen like twice, and we're like, "What the fuck is up with dude?" Because when you try to talk to him, he's not reachable anymore, and his grandmother has to come and like brush his hair and bring him in. We never saw anything like that, and we only saw it twice from him. You know what I mean? Like but literally, it was like the most normal, like sort of Asperger's, autistic freak out. Now, but he did it twice, like when we're trying to play football or whatever. And we're like, what the fuck? You can't talk to that guy anymore. You know what I mean? So it was so weird to us, just one dude. And then we
But
had
it's
one
not
dude
just
with Tourette.
autistic people, though. Like it really is. Normal people will have these like toddler flip outs.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
And I'm not
I mean,
talking
you're
about a
saying they're
crash
not.
out.
You're
Like a lot of
saying they're
times,
not autistic, but I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
a lot, a lot of times the crash outs are people that are being like kind of pushed to crash out. Um,
Yeah,
I would say
yeah.
what I'm talking about is like Minnie Manson when they're crash. Like I don't think Minnie is autistic. I really don't.
No.
But he has like epic crash outs, and his line, like what he says, is fucking hilarious, right?
Which
It's
one?
fuck
Which one?
Minnie Manson. Like every time he has a crash out.
No, I'm just saying. What are you saying is the go-to line, or what is that? That's hilarious.
Oh well, there's so many that I can't even like think of. And then like, have you ever had him going off on you in text?
I think Grady. I avoid this a lot of times, but I can make 2 albums worth of whatever he was yelling at me in text. You know what I mean? Like in the actual recordings, I could just tape them. And I could
You've
make two
read
records.
you've read like his the stuff he writes in those texts, man. You have to know what I'm talking about.
I do, I do.
It's fucking hilarious shit. Like it's like mean, horrible fucking shit. But just
I never.
the way
I
he's
always
putting
laughed,
it,
though.
funny, you know.
I always laughed. Yeah. If it was mean, it wasn't hurtful because I always laughed. Some of it would be so specific and silly. I don't want to see your what is it? Because I like cloves. And Minnie's like, oh, cloves are goth cigarettes. I don't want to see your cloves anymore. Stuff like that. Like really crazy
What I'm
shit.
saying is, I've seen people spurging out all day long on YouTube and crap. And the thing of it is, most of them, I don't like to see it because they're not. They're just visibly upset. There's nothing else going on, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But then you get somebody like Minnie, who like the more you come at him, the more like all the way up to he's going to slit your throat. Like he doesn't give a fuck where he's go. He's going to fucking go there.
Yeah.
You can't push
Yeah.
Minnie far enough. And it's like he's like a different level type of. I wouldn't even call that a crash out. I don't even know what you would call it. Like even like Josh from Mr. Bass, he has some uh, great reactions. I would say very limited though.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
get old after a while. I think there's only like 5 or 6 ways he reacts to things.
Well, like, listen, Grady, my kids, like, literally, like the two boys that are about 20 and both have autism, they watch what I'm watching with Josh a lot, and it's very much something that, it's kind of, they're kin to that, they could be doing that, you know what I mean? Like, they could be doing the exact same thing. They don't because I'm their leader, but also other people are like, oh, you're just taking advantages of this, and I'm just like, well, by the same token, you guys don't understand because I have kids like this, right? It's really hard to get them to trust you. And it maybe he's the wrong person, but he actually trusts him. You know what I mean? He
Yeah,
trusts him. He might be the wrong person, but it's fucking hard for, creating that relationship with these guys. So
right.
it's something you guys don't see, you know what I mean? Like the rest of the world doesn't really see. He trusts him, that's why he's comfortable. Yeah, he's leading him, but it isn't like
Well, I
it
mean, I
isn't what
think
you think.
there's something in the spectrum of autism that can cover any quirky personality type that some people might not like about themselves. So you get a lot of people will self-diagnose themselves as autistic.
Oh, sure.
So
Like the entire like what you're saying is like when I grew up, the whatever the entire '90s punk rock scene would have been a bunch of autists, whatever. If like they got labeled that way,
right,
they could have, and people I grew up with in Maryland would just throw out, "Oh, I got out a PSI, I got a PSI." I would hear that all the time. That means the psychiatric institute. It's like it was so casual. It wasn't like I got out of PSI, but everybody when I was 12 to 14 would talk about, their, removal from that place, the psychiatric institute. And it's just like, wow, I guess we're all kind of fucked. At least, in the mental sense, we're kind of fucked, right? You guys think it's normal? Like you're graduating, like you're doing a second GED or whatever by getting out of that place? Okay. Okay. We got a lot of problems. And I really was pretty sure it was overly anxious adults, that locked them up. I can't deal with them for this week. Let me put them in, psychiatric institute, whatever. I think, but I don't know. I don't know. I only know myself that way.
yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I thought maybe I'm autistic. Like you don't know. I think everybody thinks they're autistic to some degree. You'd almost
We
have to
all
be
have
like
our
a
we all have
perfect
our blind
person.
spots and failings, right? We all have our blind spots and failings. So none of us are perfect. So if you take what's your performance sheet? Is it 88%? Does that mean that you're, a complete regard? I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of it is learned behavior. Like if you're, for instance, I feel like if you're raised by someone that's bipolar, I feel like you could become exactly like a bipolar person, but you're not actually bipolar. You've been taught how to be a human being. Every interaction
Yeah.
you've had with a person's been a bipolar parent.
So it's just normalcy, yeah. Even not you're not even talking about genetics, but just your experience becomes what is normal.
Yeah.
For sure, bro. For sure. You know?
So sometimes I feel like people are like, "Go runs in my family," and I'm like, maybe you're not actually bipolar. Maybe you're just sort of like you've learned of this behavior because you grew up in that environment, you know? And then people think I'm crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people don't need to be on a lot of the psychiatric medication. It doesn't seem to help them, and they just keep taking it, or they keep taking a different one. You know, it never seems to work for them. And I think probably they need some like actual like therapy where they're more introspective.
Sure.
You know?
So yeah, I mean, again, like, so I've been dealing with kids growing up with these things. They always want to medicate them because that's the easy answer, and usually that means to sedate them more. But they always pull the pitch to me, that medicines are getting better and better. We're watching over the last 20 fucking years, right? Okay, okay. So they would be like, this is a totally fine tuned medicine. It does a certain thing. I would take it because I don't give a shit about the law. I don't give a shit about anybody. I'm not giving anything to my kids that I didn't take. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really care. So I would take it first. It works exactly like it's supposed to do, right? Problem is, I have a normal chemistry set. You give it to them, they have an abnormal chemistry set. It doesn't do anything. You understand what I mean? And they're like, oh, take it for 6 more months. I'm like, yeah, good story. You know,
Yeah.
your fine tuned pill, when I take it, because I start from baseline, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. All of a sudden, I have no stress. I'm at ease. What a wonderful pill. Give it to the kid whose fucking chemistry set is already fucked up. It doesn't do shit. It doesn't do shit. And they say, oh, take more. And I say, that's what Americans always say, more, more, more. You're not right. Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't fucking work. So that's my soapbox, man, because I'm mad about that. We never wanted to give them drugs. They try to push us all the time, and drugs don't do shit.
Well, I think
And
RFK Jr. is going to get rid of all that.
well, when they meet up with the therapist, the kids say the same thing. The therapists go home, and then the kids tell you, they're like, "Man, that therapist ain't shit." So it's really hard to get around all of that.
Well, those serotonin reuptake inhibitors, they are basically chemical lobotomies. They damage your brain. That's how it works.
Sure, sure. Maybe I
You
could
know,
be happy with that, but for them, it won't even work. That's what I'm saying. Like, because their
that's what I'm
their
saying.
mind is
It doesn't
already
even
like,
work, and you're getting brain damage. It's building plaques on these neuroreceptors where you're already having some problems. Now you're having like your brain waves are skipping and neuroreceptors because the whole thing is it's supposed to dumb you down, like to make you not think too much about
make
stuff,
you
you
not a
know?
problem, bro. It's to
Yeah, so
make you not a problem. Don't
yeah,
cause a
so
problem in school. That's really what they think. Like, don't raise your hand. Stop asking questions. Like, it's sedation.
but they cause homicidal and suicidal thoughts, you know.
Yeah,
A
and
lot
those
of the
are just
people
like,
that, go crazy and do crazy shit have been on these things. They're known mental people who are already on these drugs and they went nuts. And it's right in the instruction panel or the
it's
disclaimer
in
that it
there in
can
the
cause
warnings, yes. And
you
the other
know.
thing, like, people don't understand, it's like, okay, so that thing is going to happen as soon as you fall asleep. So like the administrators of the drugs, they don't really understand. It's like, we all have to sleep. Okay, mom and dad are gonna go to sleep, and then he's gonna be walking around with the knife. Ha ha. Maybe. You know what I mean? Like, we don't even know what's going on because we're just trying to get 4 hours of sleep, and it's that shit's dangerous, bro. It may cause homicidal, suicidal,
I think
ideation,
it'll be
whatever.
looked at as crazy as the lobotomy is looked at, you know.
Right.
nowadays. I think in the future, and like I'm saying, like those. Look, this is very controversial. I don't know why,
Okay.
but Kendrick Lamar, to me, I see a perfect like these are minstrel shows, right? I mean, it's a black guy with some black people dancing for an all white audience, and he's calling other black people the N word, and all the black women are bitches and hoes, and the white audience is out there rapping along to every lyric, including the slurs and everything. And I feel like in the future they're going to look back at these videos and they're going to be like horrified, and they're going to show this as proof of racism. I mean, it seems like the exact same things going on now that was going on back then. But I do like a lot of this entertainment. I'm not saying that I'm against it or whatever, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it makes me wonder, like, why is like a step and fetch show a minstrel show, but some of these modern day rap shows aren't looked the same way because they're
You would
primarily
think
totally a white audience.
you would think that they don't do it, you know. That they wouldn't want to show these things 10 years ago. Right now, they just keep doing it, right? As if they don't know any fucking better, really. Something like that, you know? As if they don't know any better. I don't know.
Yeah, they just switch it up, just like we were talking about. I don't know if it was on here, but maybe it was somewhere else. I feel like TikTok is just like the modern day freak show. You got these people that are like basically freaks, and they got millions of. And I'm talking like real freaks, like little people that have like
Yeah,
weird arms
yeah,
and legs, and like somebody with an arm growing out of their fucking head, and
yeah.
they'll have like
And
a
their
million.
audiences are not nice at all. So when you talk about a freak show, it's like the type where they just like throw dimes and nickels at them, you know. And
Right, and
their audiences
yeah, and
are
they're
not
making
nice.
money that way. It's being
Yeah.
done for financial reasons, and it's like people act like that's a thing of the past, but it's going on right here in front of you in your face. You know.
So the freak show, you know, the left hand arm of the carnival, it's right here. It's TikTok. You can see it right now. People treat them like shit, you know. They throw money at them. Just dance monkey, dance monkey. That's what I do all the time. Like I will, no money, but just drop me a disingenuous comment and I'll sing you a song or do a pantomime or whatever. That's my channel. It's free version of that, you know. You want to treat me
Right.
like a tard, you know. You want to treat me like a tard fine because it doesn't hurt me, man. You know, at the end of the day, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing with the rest of my life, honestly. I'm not lost, you know? I know exactly what I'm doing with the rest of my life.
Well, I have no idea.
I do because I have no other way, you know. I have
I'm
everything
thinking
that I
maybe I can
possess, you know.
hook up with some
And
nice.
then I have my dad, man. My dad was, you know, he's got everything in plan. So everything from my mother's estate to his estate, you know, when he passes on, he's an Italian. He's just gonna pay us off like his kids, you know. So I know that my future is get a bigger storage space because it's across from their house, fill it up, and then, you know, when he actually passes on and passes all of that, you know, go up to Pennsylvania. You know, Route 50 is right there. Just go that way to Pennsylvania, find a $78,000 or less house, and that's it. Go live somewhere where nobody has worked since 1979. There's no fucking conflict, and just go.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an inheritance thing, but it's because he set it up that way, you know. So I really don't have any other fucking option. I can't start a new career being nearly 50. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna ride that ride, you know. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean that's good. I mean, some people have things like inheritances and shit.
Yeah, that's all I got,
Uh,
you know. But I roll on that, you know.
I don't even have that. Like,
Yeah, I know people don't, man. I know. He's one of the
but I
last
mean,
people, just because he has the sense of that's what he was like, it's my fucking fault. You know what I mean? Like his four kids. He's like, I chose. They're going to get the money. Like it's important to him. You know, he's Italian. That's all it is. You're Italian. He's Italian. That's all. He just
Yeah.
wants to make sure, like, we don't have to fucking do anything.
Well, it's just what it is. I mean,
Yeah,
just kind of life goes on or whatever, like that Tupac song.
yeah, sure. Tupac, he penned that one. I don't know, man.
How
Link
many
does
brothers
that.
fell victim to the street? Rest in peace, young N-word. There's a heaven
That's
for a
right,
G.
young neighbor. Well, rest in, young neighbor. I'm trying to clean that up for you too, man.
Well, I mean, even if you say N-word, you're still basically saying that word, I think.
I get you. Yeah, it's all about intentions. Remember, it's not about hate. I don't. I hate that. I'm very upset. Excuse me, because I can't even word that right. I'm very upset that there are laws against hate, but at the same time, like if I say a word because I'm saying it in context, whatever, and I'm not embarrassed because I've been a f word and a this word and whatever, whatever, I feel like fine.
I feel like Patti Smith,
Nigga, 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 like that. Jesus Christ was a nigga,
Well, I
like
do.
that.
I like that song quite a bit, but yeah, I don't. I choose not to use. I mean, I think one day I said like every fucked up thing ever known to
Just
mankind.
do
You're
it
gonna
all
have
at
to
once.
stay on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just did it all at once, and there's like all kinds of clips of me saying all kinds
you
of
could
fucked
like
up shit about
spark it out and
very
shit.
intricate. Like I think it's
It's
even
like,
I'm
yeah,
going after
that,
the.
you
I think I'm
kite,
even going after the Aborigines at
faggot.
one point.
Yeah, you kite, dyke, faggot, aborigine. I hate the border between, like you're in Pakistan. Yeah, you're just like doing all your Tourette's and
Yeah.
shit. Just get it out right there.
The only people I didn't talk shit about were the ones that would kill me, in real life possibly. So I didn't talk about them at all.
Oh
But
yeah, Sinaloa.
the ones
Hey,
I thought
hey,
I could get away with,
Sinaloa, Medellin, fuck you, Medellin, fuck you. Like, yeah, you
yeah,
don't do
like
that.
just
Like,
like yeah. Beyond
fuck
that
you,
though,
Sinaloa.
that's the only
Cock,
time
suck
I've
my
ever
balls.
said anything like that. But
Yeah, bro, you got to be careful about that. But cock, suck my balls,
I
Sinaloa,
was
suck it.
trying to say it was okay if you hate everybody. You know what I mean? I was trying to
Yeah.
include everybody, but it just didn't. You
But
miss
you're
one
worried about the
person,
people who are gonna kill you. You don't hate purely. You're concerned about your self interest. You're not hating purely enough, sir. I will judge you for that.
hey, I'm no Lenny Bruce.
I got one for you. Here, ready? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna come back and then we're gonna leave. But I gotta show you this one. I don't know how this happened in your background, but I have to say, Grady,
Oh shit, I love that movie. It's one
the
of my
crippled
favorites.
masters, Grady. I got a promo copy, but and it's still in shrink.
Oh damn! Have you seen the movie?
Yeah, I watched it like 3 times. Yeah,
Oh
it's
my god,
open.
I've watched it
Yeah,
30 times at least. It's one of my favorites.
yeah.
There's a few other movies with them on Tubi.
Same guys.
Yeah, but I haven't watched them.
I have Wang Wang movies, but I don't have more of those.
Oh, Wang Wang's awesome. I
Yep.
like the Flying Witch Head movies from Thailand. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I never saw those. No.
Oh man, like these witches' heads detach, and all the organs of their body come out, like their heart and their intestines and everything, and they fly around and they suck babies out of pregnant women via their vages.
Oh wow.
And there was like a whole genre of this in Thailand back in the 1960s and 70s.
Heck
And
yeah, man.
because of the environment, a lot of the prints got destroyed. There was like no way they
Yeah.
weren't properly stored in a tropical climate. So there's only a few of these
Yeah.
movies that exist. One of them is called Mystics in Thailand. I think it's called Mystics in Thailand. Must
Right.
watch if you've never seen a Flying Witch Head movie.
No,
That's
I
the one to
definitely have
start.
to watch that for sure. For sure.
That's the one to start with.
Well, hey, man. You know, I saw that. I don't know how that got into your shit, but there you go.
Oh my god, thank you.
There you go, man.
I always love
Well,
seeing
I'll
that.
see
You
you
know,
later.
all right, man. You take it easy, dude.
No. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry. I didn't want to
Oh
cut
no,
you
I
off.
was just gonna say I was on the hunt for the laser disc for a long time.
Okay.
Supposedly there was a pristine print of the movie. They made a laser disc off of because all those VHS copies are kind of bootlegs, you know, like anybody I think
Yeah.
would put them out, and they're
Yeah. I
not
don't
very good
even know
prints
who put
usually.
this one out. I never looked. It looks like it's a new line. Yeah, this one's a new line.
I mean, an amazing movie because this is not CGI bullshit. I mean, yeah, it's a movie, but these guys are actually at one point they're showing this guy with no arms plowing a fucking field and watering it by himself. He's like
Yeah. No
really
shit.
plowing the
Yeah.
field, like watering it with his foot at the same fucking time with no fucking arms. He's
Yep.
like a
No shit.
master of the boa staff. He's like he has no arms up to the fucking shoulders. He's spinning this
Right.
fucking staff like all over the fucking place. The other
You
guy
know,
who has
God.
arms
God
is
bless.
spaghetti noodle
God
legs,
bless.
gets on his shoulders,
Neuroplasticity,
and they become
thalidomide, and whatever
they
else.
become the ultimate killing machine. It's a great movie.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, I'm gonna let you go. I know you got something to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, man.
All
Talk to
right,
you soon.
man. Have a good one.
All
Bye.
right. All right. Everybody, peace out, man. Have fun.